Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have me versus Maybe It's Destiny, and this is a $10 money match. Also, make sure to go check out the Coliseum, link down below in the description if you want to go ahead and play any money matches like this. And with that being said, let's just go ahead and hop right in. So, we're going to go ahead and we are going to see me win the rock, paper, scissors shoot. You know, I hit the classic right to the left strategy, and we got 40 versus 45. And then I get to decide, so I'll just go ahead and go first. Opening hands, we have Fractal, Imperm, Ogre, Prosperity, and Fractal. And then they have Talents, Gamma, Nocto, Black Dragon, and Quick Launch. So this was like not too long before my flight on Saturday. I was going to play Flounderies for this, but I saw it was Maybe It's Destiny that I wanted to play, and I didn't want him to hate me because I know how much he hates Flounderies. So I was like, okay, I'll just play Bird Up. So I'll go ahead and activate Prosperity, go banish 3, and then I just banish Amirage, Zeus, and Assembled. Then look at the top 3. The extra deck has changed for the deck. I don't know if it was changed before this or not. I got Fusion Destiny, and then put those back to the bottom of the deck. Fractal effect to go dump. So Fractal will go send Nerval, and then Nerval effect to search. So Nerval grab Kit, and like their hand's pretty good. The Black Dragon's a little bit whack because they don't have a Light in graveyard. Normal summon, and then effect. Banish 2, they let it go, so I get to bring out the Bear Bloom. They let that go. Okay, I think it's a little bit weird. And then Fusion Destiny. Go ahead, dump. I guess, like, that doesn't get him punished by, like, I don't know. Like, if I have Kuraz plus a blank Beast in hand, if I go Fusion Destiny, summon Enforcer, and they gamma the Enforcer effect to destroy, that means they don't get punished. Or they could use gamma on a Graveyard effect. Either Graveyard effect is good to negate. And I will be using Kit Chainlink 2. Because if they gamma Kit, then I only have 3 to summon off of the Revolt, so it's not like Revolt's an interruption at that point. So I'm going to dump Nerval, grab Revolt, put back Fractal, and then set 2, pass, they draw Droplet. And like, look, this hand's not bad, hand's not bad. My hand's also not bad. I have Enforcer, Revolt, Ogre, Imperm, Follow-Up, activate Quick Launch, summon Tracer. Nah, nothing on that summon. It's fine. I'm not going to Enforcer pop on a summon like that. Then summon Striker. They're going to use Striker Dragon 1, Nocto 2. Go search out Boot. Now, I do think a lot throughout this because I really don't want to mess up. I've made a lot of mistakes in like the previous money matches I had posted on the channel, so I knew I didn't want to make those mistakes in this one. This one I wasn't tired or anything. Like, and the other ones I was all doing like way past the time I usually go to bed. But this one I actually did like, in the morning after, well, I guess I didn't really go to bed before, but I was feeling good before this. I was feeling good. I wasn't tired or anything. So that's like, the big thing. I wasn't tired. They're going to get Romulus, Nocto, go search Ravine, and then draw. Draws into 11. Yo, they're insane. I haven't watched over this, so I didn't get to see like what their hand was and that they drew Levy off Nocto. Like, come on, I wish I was that good. And now like the Black Dragon in hand is really good because they get to discard the Gamma. So I let Ravine go through. Ravine go dump. It's gonna dump the Abs. Abs effect to go search. So go grab the Rocket Synchron. They haven't normal summoned yet. The only thing they've done is Quick Launch and Nocto. Now, they're going to banish Gamma, special summon out Black. One big thing that you have to think in this matchup is, since I have gone through, like, Enforcer, the opponent will have, like, a Dark Charmer come down at some point. That is, like, almost guaranteed. So I'm like, okay, I want to Revolt to banish the Dark Charmer, because the Dark Charmer will, if I destroy it with something like Enforcer or Ogre, they will get good stuff out of it. They will get like a free search, so I was like, nah, we can just like probably prevent that. I have a good amount of interruptions. Now, You could also say, like, why wouldn't you Ogre the Ravine? And I didn't want to Ogre Ravine because, like, okay, let's just do this real quick. Okay, so if my opponent goes Ravine, discard Gamma, and, like, you know, I assume that they're going to be dumping the abs here to go search out something like a Tracer, so that way they have access to Tracer, like, in like, the hand, or Rocket Synchron. One of those searches is, like, pretty obvious. And I was like, okay, so I could go ahead and Ogre Ravine, but the opponent will probably be able to keep going, right? Like, what does Ogre actually stop? I guess Ogre stops abs, Rocket Synchron do its thing, but because like, I can't revolt in a lot of scenarios, otherwise Boot will be able to special summon back out from graveyard. So, like, my exact thought process in the moment was I save Ogre for Boot, and then I'll be able to revolt whenever I want to, because I'll be able to revolt, summon Omen, banish, put my opponent on, like, 1-0 monsters. They're going to activate Boot, summon out Tracer from the graveyard, and then I chain Ogre to hit Boot. And now that cuts off, like, the extender plus, like, the card on board that Tracer would pop. So that was, like, my exact thought process. And now they're going to go for Pisty, black to go search. So black search out white. Now link those off, go for Seal, which is a little bit weird. For sure. I thought they were just going to, like, you know, keep going. But they go for Seal, and now summon Levy effect, and they banish Darks to hit the hand, so it's like, you know, I could Imperm and keep Ogre, but I may as well just like use the Ogre there, go ahead, hit that, and, like, that's a pretty good trade, you know. And then activate Talons, so Talons to draws into a Ogre and Chamber. Now normal summon Chamber to go search, and I just wrote down what I knew. And I was like, okay, well, Rocket Synchro doesn't do anything now that they normal summon Chamber. And I was like, okay, if they're normal summoning Chamber, they probably have droplets on top of this. Or they're going to go for, like, a Unicorn with these. Because searching a trap card to push through a board doesn't do anything unless if you're discarding the Tiding to keep going. So, Chamber, search Tiding. Now they're going to banish Nocto, special summon white. Now get rid of those, go for Unicorn. Yeah, see, like, this, like, the way that they played it really didn't make a lot of sense, in my opinion. So Unicorn, discard, they're going to target the Imperm. And I was thinking, I was like, I could chain it so that way I don't draw Imperm, but if they're wiping out, like, most of the board and leaving me on just, like, my follow-up, I'd be okay with drawing Imperm for turn, or even, like, I guess off of Celestial. Yeah, I guess it would depend, like, what I draw for turn, if I would want to draw it off Celestial or not. And then activate Boot to summon. Boot summon out the Rocket Synchron. Then they make Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber effect summon out from deck. And I was like, yo, there's, like, no way they have enough to still push through this. Like, no way at all. They make access code, effect getting attack, and then on resolution, enforcer effect. So I'm just trying to trade with the access code, and it goes through, so I just pop it. I'm like, cool, enforcer graveyard effect. And it's like, there's not enough to, like, go for a game here, especially through revolt. Tiding, bring out Chamber. Now they turn those into dark, and then on summon I just activate revolt. So this goes through. Just use all 4 that I have. Go for Omen, and then effects Omen, Nerval. Now the opponent changed droplet, getting rid of Boot. So I'm gonna get Nerval search Fractal for follow up, and then they're gonna use dark, take the enforcer, battle phase, and they use enforcer effect here. They definitely just forgot that my monster was halved from droplet. Otherwise, they would have just beat over it and, like, kept that on field, so that way they'd have a free pop next turn, because you don't really want to use enforcer effect in this scenario. Otherwise, I'm going to get my enforcer back, and I'll be able to use it to pop. and they can't play through anything right now. Literally the only thing they have to work with is Ogre in hand for follow-up, which is not really follow-up. That was garbage out of practice. Yeah. Yeah, that like, they definitely did not play that very well. Yeah, just like the seal being made was kind of weird. The route that they kind of took was weird. But I draw Warbler, and I'm like, I could go ahead and just like Dasher, summon out Warbler, and then standby phase. I get like Dasher back. Couldn't really do anything at that point. Like, make Anaconda, so that way Dasher's engrave, and normal summon out Fractal. Fractal's gonna get popped with Enforcer, and then just like hope I draw good off of Celestial. It's like, nah, that just sounds really bad. So I thought here, and then summon out Dasher, just go battle phase, attack, I take 400, then main phase 2, Fractal effect the dump, so Fractal dump Sparrow, and then special Warbler, Warbler effect, summon Sparrow, and then Sparrow search, so Sparrow searching out from the deck to the hand, grab Nerval, and overlay, make Starling. They use the Enforcer effect to pop there. I'm like, cool, Enforcer graveyard effect. Now I have, normal summon Nerval, Celestial draw, so I can like combo here, set up a pretty good end board. Enforcer coming back versus 2 cards. Now going into the next game, Dragons will go first. Opening hands, we have Bird Call, Ash, Kit, Berry, Nib. And something that you're going to notice in game 1 in this game is I haven't seen Warbler Sparrow. I know it's like the odds aren't too high, but it's kind of crazy. I don't know, the deck's been blessing me with a lot of Warbler Sparrows. And they have White, Abs, Quick Launch, Rocket Synchron, and Droplets, so this is a pretty solid hand. Activate Quick Launch, summon out from deck. So summon out, they're thinking there, it's summon out Tracer. And then special Abs. Make Needle Fiber, and Abs. So search out Tracer, and then special Rocket Synchron. Get rid of that, go for Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon to search. So search boot. And then banish, special White. And I'm like, that sucks, because I was like, they're probably going to have to like, normal summon something, or boot summon Tracer, like something along those lines to get this Pisty. But then like summon White was just insane. White, go search out Black. Then Pisty summon out from the grave. I'm just saving my Nib Ash. There's no point in really doing it here. They just people to like keep going afterwards. So pop, and then grab back Tracer. Now make Romulus, and then Romulus effect to search. Grab Ravine, and then turn those into Seal. It's crazy like how many cards they still have in hand after like going through all of that. Then normal summon, effect, summon back out Abs, and then turn those into Savage effect. And like I'm kind of forced to do it here, which sucks, because like they still have like the Tracer. Maybe I should have thought this through a little bit more, because like realistically they could have also just added back Rocket Synchron if they didn't already have it. And then Tracer, like Abs, grab Tracer, Striker Dragon, add back the Rocket Synchron, and then Rocket Synchron gets to this point. So maybe I drop Nib at an earlier point and then keep Ash Blossom. Yeah, so I think I should have actually dropped Nib when they like summon Pisty. Just like, summon Pisty, effect target something, and then chain Nib. I think that would have been a pretty good time to do that. Or, actually, I think I'd do it just on Pisty summon, because otherwise they could Striker effect, pop Needle Fiber, add back, and then Pisty summon out. Yeah. So on Pisty summon, I just drop Nib, and I hold Ash. Okay, so that was a misplay. So I chain Nib there in response to Savage. So summon out, and then Seal effect to summon, and then I go ahead, and I give him the happy token. Ash, I like that token a lot. Activate boot, summon out Tracer. And then Tracer effect, pop boot, bring out Recharger. So I always say it's good to VOD review. Like, always good to VOD review. Because I really thought I was doing the right play there. But looking back at it, I was definitely kind of bad. That was kind of bad. Turn those into Pepega Ruler. And then Pepega Ruler, Effective Mill. I actually got to sign a Pepega Ruler this weekend too, which is pretty cool. It's like, that's like my favorite card. Then grab Nib. Also, it's Chaos Space there. So the mills weren't great, but they also weren't like horrible. Chalice is kind of wild against my deck too, just like hit Tri-Brigade effect. So turn those into dark. I don't have any like Dark Stingray. As you can tell, I only have Ash. And then Chaos Space, Banish, go put back Striker, draw on the Talents. Oh my gosh, yeah, Talents, look at the hand. His Bird Call doesn't really leave me with a lot here. Is it Halloween time or not? So I don't know what that is, so yes, but it's just a zombie vampire. And I was like, oh, and then I sent like the 2 pumpkin emojis over like the Christmas time. Draw Bird Call. So they end with just this, which is not very threatening. It's kind of just like, oh, just follow up. This is probably like a Droplet, Tiding, or Chalice. Now I know Nib in hand. I know the whole hand here. So, also, by the way, they put back Bird Call, and I still drew the Bird Call. It's kind of wild. Because then I can activate Bird Call, go dump Sparrow, and then Berry Effect, special summon itself, and summon out Sparrow from the graveyard. And then Sparrow Effect to go search. So, Sparrow. And they said, wait. And I figured this was worth it. Because, like, if there was Tiding here, I was just losing anyways. So I was like, okay, just like put it on something else that's not Tiding. Like, my hand wasn't the greatest. Like, it was Bird Call, Berry, Kit versus so much follow-up. Then go for Assembled. Battle Phase, attack directly, and they let this go. They could have Droplet stopped this if they wanted to. Like, it's kind of crazy that they didn't. Because they just Droplet, get rid of Recharger. And then I can't Assembled attack into anything. Otherwise, Assemble just goes to graveyard, and there's nothing in defense for me just to attack and take damage, so that way this battled. Maybe it is probably just didn't want to leave Assembled on board, because if they leave Assembled on board, the next turn I just don't lose, because I just use the effect, and boom, now this can be destroyed by battle, Arc Artifacts. Also, I just don't take damage that turn. So, well, no battle damage, I should say. So, like, just me losing there wouldn't happen. And right there, I attacked Recharger, and look, because I know someone's going to say this. Literally, right as I did it, I was like, oh, wait, my bad. I can't do that. Like, I read over it very quickly, because I know about, like, the secret effect of Recharger. But I thought it was Synchros. I didn't know it was just Dark, which was kind of wild. But I should have known that. And right as I attacked it, I realized, I was like, wait. It's not just Synchros. It's also just like Darks in general. And, Dark is a Dark. So, I go ahead, crash with Pepega. I don't want to, like, beat over this because they're going to get a free search out of it. And then main phase 2. Go for Zeus. Yeah, this was not with Downer in the extra deck. Downer is in the extra deck now. I think it's, like, really good. I was kind of dumb for not playing it. I guess I played around Nib there. And then draw Lancia. Said, knowing both right, Crow Kit. I kind of thought I was getting bluffed with the set card, by the way. I was like, huh. If they didn't use it last turn on anything, then it could just be Chalice for Zeus, or I'm just getting straight bluffed. And like Chalice on Zeus, it wouldn't matter if I did it this turn or last turn. The only difference would be like, oh, I'm playing in the Talents now. And they know both the cards in my hand. One from Talons, and then one searching it off of Sparrow. And I searched dotKuro off of Sparrow. I could have searched Warbler, but I was like, okay, if I have like dotKuro Zeus, like this makes it a little bit harder for me to actually lose. And I can't use dotKuro until Dark is off field, otherwise they're going to get a free body out of dotKuro anyways. So activate Ravine, effect, discard Nib, and then I chain Zeus, they chain Droplet. So we're going to activate Droplet, getting rid of Ravine, which, I was fine with. I was like, okay, Zeus just traded with these 3 cards. That seems like a good trade to me. I'm cool with that. Normal summon, and then they're going to get rid of those 2, go for Unicorn, And then get rid of those, make access code effect, gang attack, effect pop Zeus. And it was like, okay, this is fine. Also, if they didn't play quick right there and like just went ahead and like gang the attack and banished, I was actually gonna dotKuro, hit Nib. Like that was my thought process in my head. I was like, oh wait, there's only one light in their graveyard. But that wouldn't really make sense because what takes a light and a dark to banish? Like Chaos Emperor, they just, destroy to add back. So then, like, I wouldn't, no, there'd be no point in dropping Crow there. It was just, like, a really quick scenario where, like, I instantly had to think about it, like, do I drop Crow or not? And I was like, I think I do. And then I was like, wait, and then they just went ahead and popped really quickly. So I was like, okay, no, I'm not going to pop. I'm not going to go ahead and, like, dotKuro here. And good thing I didn't, because if they had Chaos Emperor, they would scale it up, go ahead, pay 1,000, add back, and then I would have to dotKuro Nib, and then they would feel really dumb. But they just attack there, pass, and then I draw on the driver. The best card. And then main phase, I thought here. Just wanted to think my playstyle, didn't want to mess up. And I get hit with Lanceon summon. I was like, cool, that's fine. Because now I just make Omrush, kit dump Nerval search Kuraz, summon Kuraz, make the Anaconda, pay 2k, dump Fusion Destiny, the Bricks, summon. It kind of sucked that I drew Driver because, like, I want to be able to, like, Celestial next turn without having to do a little bit weirdness. Enforcer effect, pop access code, attack. Then pass, they draw Destrudo. And then end phase, graveyard effect. Then draw Warbler. And I figured at this point that they didn't have Gamma. Otherwise, they would have Gammaed Enforcer graveyard effect because they know that they just lose 2 Enforcer eventually. Maybe like they would hold it for their own turn. But I wouldn't play into that. But yeah, here, draw phase, dasher effect. So you could make the argument of just not using this to play around Gamma better. Like, you just don't use it, standby phase, Enforcer comes out, tribute summon for driver, and then I just win. Said, okay, that was a warm-up, let's play the rematch. And then right there, yeah, I had to get ready for my flight. But crazy enough is, I was like, oh man, I gotta get ready for my flight. It's gonna take like 30 minutes, 45 minutes to get ready. Like, I gotta find everything. And then it took like 5. Literally not even 5 minutes. It was like, okay, gotta grab that shirt, gotta grab those pants, throw it in a bag. Oh wow, I'm done. It was like so simple. I ended up playing a rated match after this, and I forget what it was. It was a good match though. It was like I think it was a funny match. Is what ended up happening. I don't remember. It said down to play again Monday, or we can just test. I don't know if I can handle it, bro. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to see that the match was about 35 minutes long. I won 2-0. Also, maybe it's destiny. Afterwards, we were talking, and he told me that he was like, dang, bro, I didn't play very great in that match. It's like, I realized that I was making mistakes. I was like, yeah, so did I. Like, it happens, though. It happens. I mean, looking back at it, I was also, like, I shouldn't have used Warbler effect there to summon. Also, I made a mistake because my deck list was bad because there was no downer in the extra deck. So that should have been there. But yeah, with all of that being said, it's not really too much more to say. So I'm up $10 in this. And also, I'm going to be money matching versus some specific people coming up soon. At least one. I'm not going to spoil the surprise yet. But that'll be happening. And also just like a little recap over the weekend in Connecticut where I commentated the Goofy Gauntlet. Pretty good tourney. There was some good matches on stream. There were some bad matches on stream. But, that's just how it is. There's going to be good and bad matches no matter where you commentate. Even if you commentated like Worlds, I guarantee there'll still be like good and bad matches. That's just how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. And then also I got to meet a lot of cool people, talk to a lot of cool people, like a lot of people met. It was like double digits people that like I met and talked to. which was cool. I even got to meet someone on my team. Shout out to Cody. He got second place at the tournament also, which was pretty nice. And with all of that being said, the DB Grinders signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.